Hey guys, GSP on GSP Talk Sports, and we're talking World Cup playoffs. The final six spots being decided on Tuesday. We had the four spots in UEFA to be decided, and the two intercontinental playoff spots to be decided as well. Starting with the big one in UEFA, we had Bosnia and Herzegovina versus Italy. Now, this one ended up in a 1-1 draw in normal time, and Bosnia and Herzegovina took it 4-1 on penalties. What? So this means that Italy, for the third time in a row, will be missing out on the World Cup. Something that's unthinkable for the former four-time champions. The last time they would have been at a World Cup, so they missed 2018, 2022, and now they're missing 2026. So last time it would have been since 2014. And it's basically like a whole generation of Italians not seeing their team in the World Cup. So this was a big shock to me. I mean, kudos to Bosnia and Herzegovina. They had 63% possession, 30 shots, 11 on target. Italy just had 9 shots, 3 on target. And Italy, well, they, as my good partner, Italian fan Neil would have said that they didn't deserve to go through. I think a lot of people will agree, but I just think that Italy needs to be at the World Cup. Italy, a team like Italy, with all that history in terms of great players from the past, and a big footballing nation like this. I think they rank number 6 right now, and can't make it to a World Cup with 48 spots. They did themselves no favor with a red card in the 41st minute. Bastoni, that sliding tackle. I mean, what are you even doing? So they were already up against it, stumbling at the playoff stage here, and then getting a red card, being down to 10 men. By the way, to Bosnia, they were denied a late penalty appeal for a blatant shirt pull, so it probably could have been done in normal time. And I had to mention this too. In the penalties, Italy went with the 20-year-old Esposito, and he hit over the bar. Should they have gone with more experience up front? So we don't know. Cristante hit the crossbar. That's another one as well. Chiesa was injured, so he would have been a big miss for Italy. And what a story for Bosnia. 40-year-old Edin Dzeko, and he actually finished the game. So at 40 years old, he's going to the World Cup. Great player for Bosnia. Was Gattuso the right man? No, it doesn't look so, because I remember at one point you seen Gattuso with all his staff around him, and like, I don't know if he taking too much advice, or like he can't make decisions on his own or something like that. And I mean, that is not a good sign you want to see in terms of you being the coach. And yeah, I do certain things, but at the end of the day, Italy doesn't have the quality like they would have had in years gone by. They were spoiled with quality, right? You had men like Cannavaro, Totti, Del Piero. Now, I mean, and then even to on that point too, we have Donnarumma on penalties. You would have think, hey, well, Italy have a great chance, because Donnarumma is a man who, for PSG last season, denied Liverpool a place in the Champions League. Moving on stages, right? I think it was that was quarterfinals there. So Donnarumma basically single-handedly destroyed Liverpool, and I think, hey, a man like Donnarumma replacing the all-time great Buffon, he would have had that down. But yeah, they give Bosnia all due credits, because they scored all their 4 penalties. Italy only scored 1. And yeah, what's next for Italy? They had to go back to the drawing board. As I said, didn't deserve it. It's unimaginable that they're going to miss out. They are the first former champions to miss out on 3 straight World Cups. So it's not a good record that they'll want to have. But as I said, Bosnia, they earned it. They deserved it. They go into Group B. That's with Canada, Qatar, and Switzerland. So, I mean, it's a nice group there that they're getting in. I even would have predicted with my co-host Alex, if Italy had gotten through this qualification process and they had gotten into this group with the Canada, Qatar, and Switzerland, they would have potentially been, I don't know, probably in the running to win this group. So not to be, right? So Italy, pressure, boy. Then we're moving on to another one in UEFA. We had Chechnya versus Denmark. Right. Chechnya, formerly Czechoslovakia, by the way, and they wouldn't have made it to the World Cup since 2006. And this was a nice, interesting back and forth match. It was a 1-1, and it was 2-2. And Denmark had twice equalized, by the way, and it ended up 3-1 on penalties to Chechnya. So Chechnya went through on penalties over, I would have said, the probably more highly favored Denmark. Denmark with 77% possession, by the way, 22 shots, 8 on target. Chechnya with only 9 shots, 4 on target. Denmark missed out, we know, late November. Scotland went through basically in stoppage time with some late goals there. So they had themselves to blame for being into this playoff. And I'd expect men like Højlund, he had the bind penalties. Oni Eriksson actually scored the penalty for Denmark. So another great player. A lot of great players, I guess, missing out, and this will be their last chance. Would have been their last chance to be in a World Cup. We have Neymar for Brazil. Brazil made it to the World Cup, but he's probably like over the hill right now. And yeah, so then, Chechnya go into Group A. They go into this group with Mexico, South Korea, and South Africa. I love this group. This is a real competitive group. Yeah, looking forward to this. If Denmark had gone into it, would have been similarly as competitive. Then we had the Kosovo versus Turkey. Turkey with 57% possession, 12 shots, 3 on target. Kosovo, 11 shots, only 2 on target. And it was a 1-0 Turkey result. So Turkey ended up ending their 24-year wait to make it back to the World Cup. The last time they were there was the 2002 World Cup. And they had to thank Güler and Yildiz. They were the big difference makers for Turkey. And Turkey, made it through in normal time, so no penalties needed here. And they go into Group D, that's along with USA, Paraguay, and Australia. So another really interesting group there with Turkey going into Group D. Then moving on, we had the other European clash. That was Sweden versus Poland. Now, this one was a big talking point as well. It ended up 3-2 Sweden. Sweden with a Gyökeres 88-minute winner, right? And they avenged the 2022 playoff against Poland, who would have defeated them. And Gyökeres actually hit a hat-trick versus Ukraine in the semi-final, by the way. Sweden with 9 shots, 5 on target. And Poland with 67% possession, 15 shots, 7 on target. Graham Potter, boy, he said it was the best night of his life, qualifying Sweden into the World Cup. And just to think, they only won 2 matches in the actual World Cup qualification, and they were bottom of the table, right? But they beat Ukraine in the semi-final, and they went through via the Nations League route, being one of the better teams in Nation League. So I know a lot of people think, well, that's something that it's unfair because other teams would have fought up in the group stage in qualification, and probably they should have let through some second place teams, or probably third, I should say. Apart from the making it to the World Cup, probably the highest ranked third place teams in qualification should have gone through rather than Nation League, performance. So that is a big talking point. No Isak, no problem, boy, for Sweden. No Isak, and they still got the job done. And Lewandowski, he wasn't able to carry Poland through at 37. Most likely that will be it for him in terms of international football. He said he will have to decide. So we'll see how he goes. And Sweden go into Group F. That's with Holland, Japan, and Tunisia. So pretty nice group there. They may have a chance once Isak is fit to actually make it out of that group. So that's interesting. And then in the intercontinental playoffs now, we're going with the first one. We had Democratic Republic of Congo versus Jamaica. Now, I keep saying this would have been us if we had finished second in our qualifying group, because I would have expected us to beat New Caledonia as well, which is what Jamaica did. And against this final hurdle versus Congo, no, I wasn't expecting Jamaica to beat Congo, if I had to be honest, and well, more so Trinidad and Tobago, because this Congo team is not an easy team. They are a team that knocked out Nigeria. They are a team that has been doing well in Africa. And it's the first time ever now with the DR Congo qualification that Africa will actually have 10 teams at the World Cup. So well done, Africa. 10 teams at the World Cup. DR Congo with 14 shots, 3 on target. Jamaica had 6 shots, only 1 on target. And it was a 100-minute extra time winner to give them this 1-0 winner, because during the game, Andre Blake for Jamaica, he's another legend of the game, will most likely be his last. So I don't know if he could actually make it to the next one, because he's 35, he'll be 39 at the next one. He made some good saves to deny DR Congo during normal time. Jamaica had their 1 or 2 chances, well, 1 on target actually, but they had some chances too. So at the end of the day, DR Congo with the extra quality, I had to say. Leon Bailey in for Jamaica. Just imagine, man, string along Jamaica all the time. If he had come before in the qualification stage, the actual World Cup qualification stage, you don't know what would happen. Jamaica might have probably topped the group. I was expecting Jamaica to top the group and go through. It ended up being Curacao. So Jamaica missed opportunities in qualification, especially the match here against Trinidad was a draw. And then the Curacao away, when they lost, if they had gotten a draw in that too, they would have probably go through. But well done to DR Congo. They go into Group K, and they go into this group with Colombia, Portugal, and Uzbekistan. Now this group is at Colombia, Portugal. But I mean, DR Congo, yeah, they could prove to do some upsets here. And just imagine, DR Congo and Uzbekistan in this group are both first-time qualifiers, debutants, I should say, to the World Cup. So well done to DR and Uzbekistan as well, doing it from before. So yeah, hard luck Jamaica. I really hope I see Jamaica is already talking about revamping everything, and from the grassroots level come up coaches, players. And yeah, they're making a serious push for 2030. And I think with CONCACAF having 6 spots, I think Jamaica has a good shout to make it in 2030. Trinidad and Tobago has a lot of work to do. So you know that the big boys, the USA, Canada, Mexico in CONCACAF. And then is a mix up with anybody. Now there's no longer just the Central American strong teams, which would have normally been the Costa Rica, the Honduras, the Panama, more so than the rest. And then you have your Haiti now, you have your Curacao, you have your Jamaica. So there's a lot of teams fighting up for basically the last 3 spots there, because if we had to assume that USA, Canada, Mexico go in and make it, anyway you take it, in a CONCACAF region with 6 spots, yeah, to fight up for the other 3 spots, sad to say, I don't even see Trinidad and Tobago being able to make it into that. I mean, I would like that to happen, but fighting up with the Central American countries, plus the Haiti, plus the Jamaica, plus the Curacao, even who again? I mean, any other is basically like 6 or 7 decent enough teams to fight up for those other 3 spots. So Trinidad and Tobago, we really need to step it up in terms of improving from the grassroots level, come up as well, and getting back to having players playing in higher level leagues. Because, for example, the Jamaica team, most of them either playing Premiership or Championship. that kind of level. So yes, we have guys playing Europe and so on, but we need that kind of either Premiership or top level quality type players apart from like the Levi Garcia to help push us through. Similarly, the next intercontinental playoff, we had Iraq versus Bolivia. Now, Bolivia had the chance to make it another Central American team. I think that'll make it 7. Bolivia actually had 68% possession, 15 shots, 6 on target. And Iraq with only 6 shots, 3 on target. But at the end of the day, it ended up at 2-1 Iraq, 2-1 Iraq because, everybody think, and rightly so, Bolivia basically only wins their games at home, and they would have to blame themselves, especially with the CONMEBOL qualifying the away from home results. Losing against, they beat Brazil at home. They gave Argentina trouble, so they are pretty good at home. They've beaten more or less everybody at home, but away they needed to pick up some points too, and they may have been able to go through the normal qualifying. And in this match as well, they had a lot of missed opportunities, so Iraq took advantage. And I'll say well done to Iraq because with even the issues with travel and stuff like that, they were in danger of not making it to Mexico to the qualifier. And despite all the issues, despite war in their region and all that kind of thing, they made it through. So it's really how to put it, a real success story for the World Cup qualifying for Iraq to make it, and it would be good to see them there, definitely. And as I said, in that region too, in the Asian region, China looking potentially good. They're improving for that 2030. India has to do some work. A couple other teams could be in the mix coming up once they more invest in their football and stuff. Like I see Thailand. Well, there's that whole region there, the Brunei, the Indonesia, the Malaysias, those type of countries as well could be making a push. So look out for Asia. Apart from the more Western Asia countries who making it well, and well, obviously the Japan, the Australia, the South Korea. A couple other teams might be on the up and up. Well, we see Qatar doing well as well now. So yeah, so a lot to look forward to with the actual World Cup. So the 48 teams have been decided. I see some rumors or something talking about Italy could still make it through, but I don't know. I don't know how that could happen if probably like Iran not able to make it for some reason or something. And I'm really hoping to as well. We spoke about this with Alex that before the World Cup that the war is ended. So those things will be kind of settled in terms of travel, in terms of potential backlash in the US and those sort of things. So yeah, a lot to look forward to in this World Cup. Ticket prices sky high. I wouldn't be able to afford that. And I'm hoping that my team, by the way, Argentina, that we're able to add a next star to this collection here. We're on 3 to make it 4 before Messi retires. Seeing Messi at the World Cup with our next World Cup, that will really be something. Portugal-Argentina final, we don't know. Let's see. So GSP on GSP Talk Sports, we're talking World Cup football qualifiers, and now moving on to the World Cup. Yeah. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Thank you, guys.